What's going on, guys? Liam here, and today we're going over round 11. That's right, we're already up to round 11 of the 2023 NRL season. How crazy is this, man? And it is so stacked. It is so even. There's still no clear-cut winner who's going to win this year. It's all up in the air. And god damn, we got some good games this weekend too. So in this video, I'll be going over all my tips, a couple punts I'm thinking about looking down, all the team stats, head-to-head stats, and that's how we determine who's going to win, because stats don't lie, man. Well, they do sometimes, but not. You're better off using them than not using them, rather than just going with your gut. Although, man, I tell you what, man, my gut was been right a lot more than my head this year. I tell you what, it's been crazy. All right, let's go over the games quickly individually, and then we'll go into each game in a little bit more depth. We have Broncos versus Storm in Melbourne. Damn, what a way to kick off the round. Doggies Warriors in, wonder where it is. I know it's in, it's not at Belmore, but it's definitely a Doggies home game. Panthers Roosters, 3rd versus 8th. Ooh. Bunnies Tigers. Ooh, see if the Tigers can keep that streak going. Cowboys St George. Ooh, this is a must win. Otherwise, Hook is gone. Raiders Eels, Knights Titans, Sea Eagles Sharkies. There's some good games here. Real good matchups. They're all real good matchups other than this one, maybe. Tigers probably fighting out of their division a little bit, but the rest is all really nice matchups. Like real good matchups. So it should be a real good round of footy, and almost impossible to get 8 from 8, I reckon. I reckon this will be almost impossible. Actually, drop your tips in here. I want to see if anyone can get 8 at 8, because I reckon this round would be just about impossible. Just about impossible. I'm telling you, it's this is a tough round to tip. So we'll do our best. Let's do this thing. Storm Broncos. All right. Storm paying $1.71. Broncos $2.15. I think that's about right. I kept trying to convince myself that the Broncos are going to win this game, but now I'm leaning more towards the Storm. But let's go through the stats and have a look. Now, Melbourne have just dominated Brisbane at Amy Park. Look at these scorelines. Absolute hidings. Coming off a loss, coming off a win. Man, I'm still up in the air with this one. Broncos win this season, 8 from 10. Jesus Christ, great win rate this year. 56% from Storm. This is one leaning a little bit towards the Storm. Just coming off a loss. Melbourne, just as you can see, they don't. If you look over their whole last 5 years, they barely ever lose 2 games in a row. And this is at home. Last week, they were pretty disappointing. I'm just... completion rates. I think this is where Storm could really get them. Tackle efficiency, pretty even. Play the ball speed. Yeah, this is a tough one. Hey, key wins at this venue. This is it. Like the win rate at home, it's just 3 from 13 from Brisbane. Streaks are meant to be broken for there to be broken sort of thing. But what I'm actually more worried about is Melbourne are the best team at capitalising on mistakes. Like if you make a mistake, you're going to pay with 6 points if you do it against the Storm. Like they're gonna get you sort of thing. And Reece Walsh and Selwyn Cobbo are 1st and 3rd in leading errors in the game by a long margin too. That Reece is way out in front. He hasn't even played. Well, he's only missed 1, maybe 2 games this year. And he's way out in front with errors. Had 2 shockers last week. But the thing is, Broncos have been good enough to it not matter, if that makes sense, sort of thing. But I just think it will matter against this team. All right, so I'm going to tip Melbourne with not much confidence, but yeah, I was all when I saw this matchup on Monday morning, I was like, I think Broncos are going to get this. I think they'll get them. I actually do still think Broncos probably are a better team. I just feel like Melbourne, those errors. You know what I mean? Night game. I just have a feeling it might cost them a little bit. Okay, so they would have seen the tape. They'll be looking at these stats. They'll be looking and seeing that Jesse, because everyone keeps kicking at Jesse Arthurs because they're worried about the kick return from Cobbo and Reece Walsh. But Jesse Arthurs doesn't make mistakes. So they would have seen the tape. The one time they kicked over to Selwyn's side, Broncos had a bunch of errors and they lost. So I think like I said, I'm going to go Storm, but with not a ton of confidence. Dogs Warriors. This was another one I was flip-flopping over all week. Addo Carr's back, which is great. Team list. It's good to see that big cheesy grin with the veneers back in the lineup, which is absolutely great. If this was in New Zealand, I'd be taking Warriors all day, but it's a little bit harder now. But I mean, Warriors have had their number lately. Both teams desperate for a win. Like this. Both teams really desperate for a win. This is gonna be tough. This is gonna be tough. 4 from 10, 5 from 10. It feels like the Warriors are doing much better than the Bulldogs, even though they've only got one extra win. It's a little bit strange. It's one of those weird ones, but we'll have to wait and see. Points scored 180, points conceded 198. But Doggies have had a couple touch-ups along the way. Is Carraz back too? So Carraz, and that's going to help them go forward a lot. Rico Berry, Sean Johnson. Oh, okay, so Ronald Volkman's in. I like that better. And Dan Walker's gone back to the bench. Okay. Completions. Play the ball speed. Give me one more look at this team list. Bunty. Curran's back on the edge. Jackson Ford's out though. This is a tough one, man. I'm gonna go completion rates 81. I'm gonna go the Warriors. Again, not very confidently. This round could be tough. This could be a 3 from 8 round very easily. I'm gonna go the Wars. Their forward pack's so much better. Their forward pack is so much better. So tipping the Wars, but not super confidently. All right, Panthers Roosters. This is hectic. Roosters haven't beat the Panthers in a very long time, especially at home. Egan Butcher out, and now is Liam Martin named? No, Scott Sorensen. He was in the reserves. He's been named in the reserves, so he might get a run on. But man, if Liam Martin's in on here, I'll be chucking some money on Penrith with a bit of a head start, I think. Man, I'm just not feeling what the Roosters have been doing lately. Like, they've got no identity. It's sort of like it's like a super team in the basketball. It's just like, well, you do something. Well, you do something. Well, you do something. Well, you do something. But it's a bit strange. I'm really not feeling Manu at 6. When he first went in there, I was like, it's great. We want Manu touching the ball as much as he possibly can. The problem is, it doesn't matter how good you are, you can't just burst through a front line in the middle of the... You know what I mean? Like, he's a run-first sort of guy. So, like, I just watched last week. I was expecting him to walk through the... just absolutely tear up not the Newcastle Knights, the Cowboys. And it's just... You can't beat 3 defenders in the middle of the park. Like, it's just... I mean... it's just too tough. And when you go in the middle with, Leota, Kenny, Fisher, Harris, Sorensen... Isaiah Yeo, they're not gonna let you carve them up through the middle. So I almost feel like he's a bit of a waste at 6, and that really does open up. I think Suala needs to go to a wing as well. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, let's have a little look see at their team stats. All right, so Panthers have got them the last couple times. Win, loss, win for the Panthers, and loss, win, loss for the Roosters. Who would have thunk it? Both got 5 from 9, so a big game for both teams. Penrith much better for and against, barely conceded for 4 losses. You've only conceded 117 points. It's pretty damn good, man, I'm telling you. Whereas in their losses, they've won 174, which isn't horrendous either, to be honest. But I think this will be a low-scoring game. It's just whether Penrith can score points. Yeah, that'll be it for me. If Penrith can score points, I think they do them. If they can't, then it's going to be a coin toss, really. It's going to be a really tough game, but completion rates 80 to 75. Play the ball speed very quick from the Panthers. And, we've got wins at this venue, 59%, very good strike rate, and 43% for the Roosters. Yeah, I'm going to go Penrith with this one. And if Liam Martin plays, I'll be putting him in with a head start because he's so potent on an edge. He's so good. Ooh, the hottest the two hottest teams in the league right now. The two hottest teams. We got the Bunnies versus the West Tigers. Man, congratulations to the Tigers for getting their shit together and doing their thing, man. But, oh, look at that. They beat them. 2022, 23 to 20. Oh, that's right. I remember that game. That was around, this time last year. Would have been roughly. April. There you go. Damn, and then a hiding a bit later in the year. But yeah, so look at the Bunnies. Literally the hottest team in the league right now. They're absolutely killing it, flying high. Wins this current season, 70% and 22%. I mean, 244 points scored this year, 150 conceded. Look, Bunnies, I dare say, take this one quite comfortably. I'll be taking them with about, probably not a 13 plus, but probably with a minus 6.5 or something like that, which should bring it up to about $1.40, 50, something like that. Tigers have been good, but not great. Let's be real. Love the old Tigers, but look, man, if they win, awesome. I'll happily get that pick wrong. In fact, even if I did bet on the, I'm not going to, it's too short. But if I did bet on the Bunnies and they lost, I'd still be happy. All right, Cowboys Dragons, man. Cowboys last week straight up looked like they did last year. They were so much better. I've been waiting for this for about 3 or 4 weeks. So I was like, you don't have to start amazing, you know what I mean, to do well in this league. But, I was expecting a little bit more. Like, they'd been so bad. And I went through their list and every single player had been massively down from the year before sort of thing. So they really clicked into gear. This is at home. Dragons have just picked a weird team again. Didn't really work last week. They got rolled by the Tigers. I think this will be a confidence boost. This could be a game for the Cowboys that really clicks them into gear sort of thing, and they go, all right, we're back now. We're back. This could be a confidence builder game for them, and they really should win it. And because they're not going great, they're not going to take the Dragons lightly because they know another loss and they're back in the headlines for being crap again sort of thing. So, we'll have to check it out. But head-to-head since 98, 20 wins to 17. A little bit surprising there. Thought Dragons had a pretty dominant era there. I thought they would have had to be a bit closer than that, but they are close. 17. It's not that far. It's been a long day. Cowboys had their number the last couple of times. Dragons just on a massive losing streak. I mean, not too much better from the Cowboys, but at least they got a couple W's on the board. 40% to 22%. Points conceded, 213 to 186. They haven't been getting flogged, but you know what I mean? 2 wins, 7 losses to only have a differential by this much. I mean, they're not getting flogged. Like, they're not that far off the pace. There's just something a little off about them. As you can see here, they've won more games and only conceded. They've never conceded the same amount. It's a bit strange, but completion rates 80 to 77. Tackle efficiency both around that 85 mark. Play the ball speed very similar. Average points scored 16 to 21. That's not great. That's not great. Jesus Christ. Average points scored 20 to 20. That's not great either. Jesus Christ. Wins at this venue 33%. It's a new venue, obviously. To 50%. Damn, that's pretty low for that. Like, for your home, traveling to Townsville, you got the elements, you got the humidity, you're used to it. I thought that'd be a little bit above 50. But I'm gonna go Cowboys in a nice big confidence building win here, and Hook to get fired after it. Hot tip. Raiders Eels, damn man, I flip flopped on this game a lot too. This is a hard one. Canberra have been absolutely rolling. So Mitch Moses obviously out, guys. Jacob Arthur comes in. Now, Jacob Arthur can't hold a candle to Mitchell Moses, but one thing I like about Mitchell Moses being out is Dylan Brown gets way more ball, and he's so good to watch, man. I love watching this dude when he's a primary ball handler. I've always wanted him to get more ball. I said in my my recap video last week, I feel like Mitchell Moses gets the ball on the right a lot more. Even if they go left, he'll go to him first. And I feel when they give Dill a go, you know what I mean, like early in the, like they'll just they'll do it once, and if it doesn't work, then they sort of just start going right and go into Moses and stuff again, where, especially Dylan, because he's a high IQ player, if you give him 3 or 4 cracks, You know what I mean? Not necessarily in the same set, but even go down there a few times. He'll download what the defense is doing, and he'll be able to go, all right, they're jamming, so let's do this. You know what I mean? And I feel like if you watch last year, Mitchell Moses actually got concussed a couple of times at the end of last year, and I think he had an ankle or something. And there was about 4 or 5 games where it was Dylan and Jacob Arthurs, and Dylan Brown, that's when we met Dylan Brown. That's when everyone was like, oh, okay. Like, I actually like him getting the ball more. Like, I want him to get the ball as much as Munster gets it for Melbourne. Like, you know what I mean? With Mitch, he doesn't get the ball enough. And I know when you've got a player on $1 million a year, you got to make sure he's getting plenty of touches. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm really excited to see this, and hopefully hopefully Dillbags gets it, shreds up, and then they go, okay, we need to use Dillbags more when Mitchell Moses comes back, sort of thing, because. Yeah, he's way too good to be getting 6-7 touches a game. It's not enough. Pretty much back to full strength here, guys. They've left Xavier Savage out and put Hopewadi back in, and Sebastian Christ has held his spot at fullback. So pretty interesting here, guys. And it should be a good one. So Parramatta have definitely had Raiders number lately, but look at that win streak. Damn, 4 on the trot. Wins at this venue, 56%. Wins this season, 56% to 40%. They've had the bye too, obviously. Points scored, points conceded. Points scored, points conceded. Completion rate, that's very low for Parramatta. Very low. They threw the ball around more last year and had less errors. Tackle efficiency, 87% to Canberra, 86% to Parramatta. So average points scored, 24. Average points conceded, 21. Average points scored for Canberra is 20 to 24. So it's quite strange that Canberra conceding more points than they're scoring, but have a better record than Parramatta. But the defense has been putrid. I'm probably expecting a pretty high scoring game here. Both teams leak points on their edges. So I'm going to actually probably bet on Parramatta here just because they're underdogs, and I like that 250 or 225 there. Might even give them a little bit of a head start, like 3.5 points, just to juice it up a little bit. Now, Raiders should win this game, but I just have a feeling, it's pretty hard to win 5, 6, 7 games in a row in the NRL. So this is going with my gut, not the stats, but I just have a feeling they're just due to drop a game. Like, it's nothing to do with Parramatta, I think, are a better team and a quality outfit and this and that. They've got plenty of problems themselves, but I just have a feeling that Dillbags could shred him on an edge if he gets a lot more ball. And, we'll have to wait and see. But I'm going to tip Eels here, but I'm telling you now, the Raiders are so much better than everyone said they were going to. I had them in the top 8 with the possible smoke here being top 4. And all of a sudden, if they win this weekend, they're going to be like 5th or 6th. You know what I mean? And they've got a very easy run home. They've got playing the least amount of top 8 teams this year. They could be a serious problem. So, if they win this week and then next week, they'll almost be in the top 4. Like, that's how congested it is, sort of thing. So, Canberra absolutely flying high. I feel now they've got the Jack White and stuff out of the way. They can just be like, all right, let's just go all out this year. I have a feeling they're going to just play every game like it's their last this year. So, I'm going to tip Para, but I'm tipping with not my heart, but my gut instead of my head. If you're tipping with your head, I'd tip Raiders for sure. Knights, Titans. Knights back from Bali, all tanned up, ready to go. Adam Elliott's back. He's a big inclusion. I really rate him. Super underrated. Titans, I was pretty impressed with them last week. Very impressed with Jaden Campbell's getting better every game. Loving what he's doing. I think he's going to be really good. I think Aaron Clark comes off the bench and gives a bit of spark as well. And I'm just not feeling Kalen. Like, he could just go down and get knocked out at any second. He cannot defend. His tackling stats in his last game was just so... Like, I've never seen someone have more missed tackles than tackles. Like, that is absurd. Like, you make so many tackles just by sort of grabbing on and holding and falling down, like in the second or third man in. So, like, he literally didn't make a one-on-one tackle last week. Everyone blew through him. So, he's going to have David Fafita. Will he be on his edge? He's going to have David Fafita running through him. I think it's David Fafita. If not, it'll be Joe Stimson. But I think it's Fafita will be on his side, running at him. Good luck, Ponga. Good luck. You better be hoping it's Stimson. Yeah, even he would go through you, I think, unfortunately. But yeah, so let's have a look at the team stats before I make my pick. But blowouts both ways. They both last year. Yeah, well, there you go. Win, loss, win for the Titans, and then draw, win, loss. It was quite funny. Before the Eels game, everyone's talking about how good they were going, but I'm like, they're not going that good. Like, they've got a couple of losses. They were doing better than everyone thought without Ponga, but wins this year, 33%, 3 from 9. Points scored for Knights, 179. Points conceded for Knights, 215 for the year. Points scored, 214 to 223. So completion rate, 74% for Knights, 77% for Titans. Tackle efficiency, 89% for Knights. That's actually pretty good. So those 11% would be Ponga missing tackles. And then 86% for the Titans. So average points scored for the Knights is 19. Average points conceded is 23. Never a good sign when you're conceding more than you're scoring. And Titans 23 scored to 24 conceded. So I'd definitely be leaning. Yeah, I'm going to go Titans here. In this one. I think they're going to get the dub. Dave Fafita's playing out of his skin. I'm telling you now, this dude here too, this Followaker, form-wise, I think he's best prop in the comp, man. He's so good. He's unbelievable. He does all that little effort things. Cover tackles, hit ups, tackles hard, whacks people. Man, he's a problem. He's so good. Like, it's pretty hard to outperform Tino, and he has quite a few times this year. I'm not saying he's better than Tino. I'm just saying he has genuinely outperformed Tino on a few occasions this year, which is pretty impressive, considering Tino's the starting Australian prop. So yeah, I'm gonna go Titans there. Seagulls, Sharkies, damn. Sharkies, bit of a disappointing game last week. Same with the Seagulls, so both had a loss. Let's have a quick look. So Turbo is named, Brad Parker back, which is good. Saab back. Kohler, I'm a huge fan of his, but he couldn't get cooking last weekend. Cooper Johns is named as well. Now, I believe, Josh Schuster's been named, but just in the reserve, so I don't know how this guy's still in the NRL. It just blows my mind. Don't get me wrong, Aaron Woods in his prime was a very good player, but he is way past it, man. He is stick to radio, brother. This should be a Sharkies dub. I'm just not feeling what's going on at the Manly. I feel like they're not coached super well. I feel like they've got tons of awesome players that aren't playing together. As far as talent goes, they're probably top 5 wise as talent, just straight talent. Like you got the Travojeviches in there, DCE. You got your Schuster, you got your Ola Kawatus, you got your Brad Parker, defensive beast. You got your Saab, fastest dude in the NRL. Like talent wise, you look at Manly, and you're like, oh, they should be finishing the top 3. But this is not clicking, man. Sharkies had their number the last couple times, a couple losses in a row. After these 2 wins, they were sitting in about, I think that was 2nd or 3rd. I don't see Sharkies losing too many games back-to-back here. So definitely going to be tipping the Sharkies here. Wins this season, 44%, 7 from 9 for the Seagulls, 5 from 9 for the Sharkies. Points scored for the Sharkies is 253, 191 conceded. Jesus, for Manly, 177 scored, 207 conceded. Completion rates, both around 75. Tackle efficiency, both at 88. So average points scored for the Seagulls is 19. Average points conceded is 23. For the Sharkies, average points scored 28. Average points conceded 21. So I dare say, if you look at this, even if they let Manly concede 19 points, if they concede 19 points to the Sharkies, they can still obviously win because they score so much. So average play the ball 3.65 from Manly, 3.47 from the Sharkies. and wins at this venue. Pretty damn good for so many games. That's not too bad at all. Ooh, and not great strike rate from the Sharkies. Will I have to change my pick? Hell nah. I'm going to stick with just the way it is. All right, we're done. Let's go over it again real quick. We're taking Storm with zero confidence. We're taking the Wars to bounce back. We're taking the Panthers. We're taking the Bunnies. We're taking the Cowboys. We're taking Parramatta with zero confidence. If you're a smart man, you'll tip the Raiders, but I am not. Then we've got the Titans to knock off the Knights. Then we have the Sharkies to take out the Sea Eagles, and we've got the Dolphins to win the bye. How good. That's it, guys. Happy hunting. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.